Hello, welcome to Mini Book Plus Art. My name is Jose Mendez, and I am a teaching artist at the Norton Museum of Art in West Palm Beach, and I am here with...
Hi, my name is Jill Levetsky, and I'm also a teaching artist at the Norton Museum. With me, I have my friend Amber Denise from the Palm Beach County Library System.
This is Mini Book Plus Art, virtually. During Mini Book Plus Art, a program that we typically have at the library as part of our library friendship, we read a book in English and in Spanish, and we relate it to a work of art from the Norton Museum of Art.
Today's book is called The Museum by Susan Verde. I will be reading in English, Jose will read in Spanish, and Amber Denise will be reading in sign language. The Museum by Susan Verde, art by Peter H. Reynolds.
El Museo, texto de Susana Verde, ilustraciones de Peter Reynolds.
When I see a work of art, something happens in my heart.
Cuando veo una obra de arte, con fuerza el corazón me late.
I cannot stifle my reaction. My body just goes into action.
Es una reacción que no puedo evitar. De inmediato me pongo a bailar.
This one makes me want to pose and stand up on my tippy toes.
Para ser como la bailarina, me pongo de puntillas.
Now I'm all twirly whirly, twinkly, sparkly, super swirly.
Entre remolinos y piruetas, todo brilla, deslumbra y doy vueltas.
Whew, exhausted. I take a breath. I can't wait to see what's next.
Uf, qué cansado estoy. Una pausa y a por lo siguiente, no puedo estar más impaciente.
I think I'll analyze.
Creo que analizaré.
The who's and what's and where's and why's.
¿Quién, qué, dónde y por qué?
I'm starting to feel so sad and blue, heavy, lonely, through and through.
La miro y me siento tristona, abandonada, sola.
I think I need something to eat. Those apples would be such a treat.
Mira, si de comer tendré ganas, que me zamparía hasta estas manzanas.
I'm skipping through a field of flowers. I could keep this up for hours. Fragrant, soft, and so delightful.
Doy saltos por un campo de flores. Pasaría horas entre sus colores, sus dulces y maravillosos olores.
Suddenly, it's all so frightful.
De pronto es todo tan espantoso.
I make silly faces at a guy. He did it first. I do not lie.
Y si le hago burla a ese muchacho, él se lo ha buscado, que no hubiera empezado.
I'm giddy from all these lines and squiggles. I collapse in fits of giggles.
Reyes y garabatos, me estoy mareando. ¿Qué ataque de risa me está dando?
Wait, what is this I see?
Espera, ¿qué es lo que veo?
An empty canvas stares at me.
Una lanza en blanco, no me lo creo.
Where is the color? What does it mean? It's the strangest art I've ever seen.
No está pintado. ¿Qué quiere expresar? Es la obra más rara que ha visto jamás.
Is this a joke? I shut my eyes, and something happens to my surprise.
¿Será una broma? Cierro los ojos y pasa algo maravilloso.
I start to see things in my head. Yellow, blue, then green and red. Circles, lines, and all kinds of shapes, faces, flowers, and landscapes.
Empiezo a imaginar muchas cosas. Amarillos, azules, verdes y rojas. Círculos, rectas, todas las formas. Caras, pasajes y muchísimas rosas.
I open my eyes and look once more at the canvas that I saw before.
Abro los ojos al cabo de un rato y miro el lienzo que estaba en blanco.
It's mine to fill the way I choose, a purple dot, a pair of shoes, zigzag lines, the deep blue sea, a portrait of my mom and me.
Lo he pintado como me ha querido. Un punto morado, unos zapatos, un zigzag, el mar azul profundo, a mamá abrazándome en un dibujo.
No longer blank, it's my creation. I'm feeling such elation.
El lienzo ya no está vacío. Qué gran entusiasmo el mío.
What a glorious time I've had. I've been scared, silly, mad, and glad.
Esta visita ha sido genial. Me siento asustado, alocado, enojada, jovial.
I'm energized from head to toe, even when it's time to go.
De pies a cabeza, soy todo energía. Adiós al museo. Hasta otro día.
The museum's closed for the night, but I know that it's all right.
El museo cierra por la noche, pero no me importa porque
Its rhythm exists in all I see. The museum lives inside of me.
el ritmo está en todo cuanto veo. Que vivo sigue en mí el museo.
Thank you for joining today's reading. I hope you enjoyed hearing The Museum by Susan Verde.
Now let's look at this work of art. The name of the artwork is Typewriter Eraser. Scale X by the artists Claes Oldenburg and Coosje van Bruggen. We decided to discuss this work of art today because just as the young girl in the book was captivated by the things she saw at the museum, you will be fascinated by the sculpture. It is the first artwork you see when entering the Norton Museum of Art. Hi, Jill. Can you help me take a closer look at this sculpture? Let's take a few seconds to really look at this large sculpture at the entrance of the museum. What is the first thing you notice?
I notice what looks to me like a giant pizza cutter with strings at the handle. It seems to be floating over water.
That's a really good observation. I really can see what you are seeing. Let's wait to get into it exactly what the large scale object is. But I will give you a clue. It is an old tool that was used to communicate. Let's continue to observe the sculpture. What colors, textures, shapes do you see?
Hmm. The large round wheel is red, and it's what makes me think of a pizza cutter. But it's not sharp like a pizza cutter, it's round like a wheel. The silver part of the sculpture is what you would hold the wheel and the handle together, but that's not a handle. The top part of the sculpture is blue, and it looks like strings or rope being blown by the wind on a windy day.
Wow, now I really see what you see. You are on the right track. What type of materials do you think the artist used to create the sculpture?
I think he used metal, pipes, maybe plastic. Some of those materials look hard and not easy to work with to create such a large sculpture.
Yes. He used stainless steel, which is a metal, and fiberglass to create this sculpture. Your guesses were close. The sculpture is a large-scale typewriter eraser. The round red wheel of the sculpture is the eraser, and it was used to correct mistakes while using a typewriter. Long before computers, people used typewriters to type documents on paper. The top that you described as ropes is a brush. The brush was used to whisk away any eraser crumbs left on the page. As you can see, the center is metal and holds the brush and eraser together. The artists that created the sculpture are considered pop artists. Pop art is a style of art based on simple images of everyday items, such as this one. It is showing us a tool that was used every day in offices back in the 1900s. Oldenburg and Van Bruggen made common objects into gigantic sculptures like the one we are observing now.
This was great to learn. Thank you for sharing this with me.
Before you go, I have a question for you, Jill.
What's that?
If you were a sculptor who could make a small everyday object from your home into a gigantic sculpture, what would you choose?
I'll have to think about that.
No rush. Sometimes art makes us think in fun new ways. Thank you for joining us and see you next month for our next mini book plus art.